Zero, welcome back. Today I will show you my weekly updates on how I stand with my challenge from 3 Gaijin coins to 50 Gaijin coins in 100 days. And I would also highlight to you, show you how I deal with SL boxes to earn the maximum profit out of them. So here are two different graphs. The first one on the left-hand side is the one I allowed myself to use the money that coming out of the KFIR. And you can see that this one I did a lot of day trades. You can see it because you see that the cash action is increasing constantly. This is due to the amount of day trades I made, whilst the amount of invested amount remains more or less stable over time. And the invested at current sell price is yellow part is how much I would earn if I would sell it at the current price it is now. So typically you see it increase a lot here. It's because I had this Japanese pinup girl coupons that had a nice increase in price right before the SL boxes dropped and the prices dumped a bit, and now they increased again. And finally, what I did recently is buy two KFIRs because I'm a bit tired of this challenge. So I'm just buying and holding a bit and counting on these prices to increase. And this is maybe the beauty also of the market is whenever you're a bit tired of it, you can always buy some items you know is and take a rest for a few weeks. I don't know whether I would take a rest for a few weeks, but at least I can take a rest for some time. And finally, on the right-hand side, you have the investing by holding only. So this is the pure challenge, the one I have where I thought with 3 Gaijin coins, the little blue bar here. Try to move it to 50 Gaijin coins by April. And to this graph here is only this pinup girl coupon that I got during the SL boxes of the winter. Should have sold them before the SL boxes from Make, and I would have cashed in the difference and maybe bought something else. But hey, here I am with my losses. Moving on, I want to show you also how I usually invest in the SL boxes when they drop. And in that particular case, we can look at the elements coming from the fake boxes. Which item do we have here? We will not go through all of them, but through some of them that I consider key. For instance, the M8 LAC, I believe is a good example because this one highlights the dynamic of most of the items we see on the SL crates is that the price is decreasing over time. The more frequently they are put in SL boxes, the less high the spike is when the element becomes really rare. But you can start to see, maybe not in that case in particular, but still you see it a bit, is shortly before the SL crates get released, the prices start to decrease a bit because people are expecting it to be released. So, but the bottom line is now it sells at 23. You can see that shortly before the SL crates, it was selling at around 60. So you can hope to make a nice times 3. But it will probably never reach 60 again because it reached it the last time. And you can see that it never reached the previous heights. So maybe it will reach 40, maybe 50. So realistically, you should hope to get maybe a bit less than times 3 with this one if you buy it and hold it for a full year. Bearing in mind, if you hold it for the full year, it means also you cannot use the money to spend on game and have fun ultimately. The exact opposite of this is the AMX-50 Surblindé from France, and you can see that here is the exact opposite. So despite being put in SL crates, the price keep increasing over time. So this item is so rare or in so high demand that the price just keeps increasing despite the crazy prices. So here you could argue it's a good moment to invest because it's at the relative discounts. The issue is that Gaijin maxes out the resale price at 2,000 Gaijin points, meaning that at best you will be able to sell it for double the price you paid, which is good, don't get me wrong, but maybe there is better opportunities there. Plus, if you need to have 1,000 Gaijin coins lying around, and then they will all be stuck in one single vehicle, which is also a bit risky because you never know what Gaijin may do with some of the vehicles, whether it changes of PRs or releasing them again or whatsoever. Moving on, we can also look at the T18E2. And I think it's a fan favorite. A lot of people are buying it because they actually like the vehicle. And I think this shows as well in the pricing, especially since it has been put in the SL kites last year. Instead, it moved from 160 up to 200, which is not a huge increase if you ask me, which highlights the fact that either people don't want to play it because they don't want to have a rank 2 vehicle, or collectors love it and want to play it. Of investment, I would be careful with this one because the price from last time may not be reached. So again, I wouldn't expect it to double in price by the moment the next SL arrives. What else? I think this one we can look and then we will stop. The Excelsior. So this one, I was hoping it maybe could be interesting to show. Yes, something here is that you see that the price exactly the same. The price drops a lot here because it's put in SL crates and it increases back again before decreasing again the next SL crate. But what is interesting here is that the price remains stable as of June, more or less, meaning that you hold it from June up until February of the following year, you are basically wasting your time. So what you can do as well as a strategy is to buy this, I mean, this or any other ticket item here, wait for the first increase, sell it, and then buy something from the next SL crate. And then you can hold the SL crates over time and always try to catch the price increase that happens after a month or two, after the SL crate has been released for the first time. This is a strategy I try to apply, to be honest. And finally, I want to show you the skins. This is particularly interesting. What I want to show you is the board draws. It's a bit risky because it seems like it's an amazing deal, right? It's sold at 8 or 7, and now you can get it for 1. So you can maybe multiply your investment by 7. The thing is, if you have 100 Gaijin coins to invest, I would not necessarily do it. Simply because if you look at the whole range of time, you can see that this price increase was just at the very last minute and unclear why it happens. Some people are suspecting bots or any other kind of strange ways to move Gaijin coins around accounts. I will not count on this spike to um, happen again. And also, you can see that most of the time it traded at 3, which is, I mean, it's excellent if you buy it at 1 and at 3 afterwards. The only issue I would have is that it takes a lot of competition to sell it because there's very few sales happening. It's like barely one a day on average. And I wouldn't be sure I would be able to get rid of if I buy 100 of them, I'm not sure I would be able to get rid of them, of the 100 of them at a good enough price, justify the risk. Since you will not be the only one. That's my only watch out for them, maybe buy 10 or 20 and then try to sell them at 3 times the price later on down the road, but I wouldn't go full blast and buy thousands of them or even hundreds of them. And finally, one last way of seeing things is with the J6K1, which I believed a lot in, and this is the price evolution from last year. And you can see here how it ends. So this was present in the snow globes. Then with the last year's Dragon event, the price decreased a bit, as so with the sales, before it increased again regardless of the summer crates, with a maximum at around September before steadily decreasing again until the next snow globes. So this is the kind of chart or graph I have, or idea, not necessarily graph, but table I have in mind for most of the items that I buy, a bit how they evolve and what I can expect. Particularly, I don't expect to play much of Bartender to Benz in the next 6 months. So I bought quite a few of these items, and I'm hoping for them to increase slowly but steadily in September to actually double the amount of money I have invested. Bear in mind as well, the more money I mean, it's easier to get rich if you're already rich, and this really shows here. If you can buy 10 of these items at around 50 and sell 10 of them at 100, you would have made 500 Gaijin coins, which, to be frank, is more than enough to cover your yearly amount of premium that you buy, etc. So this can also be a strategy, is to simply say, look, I know I will not pay a lot, so I will just buy something that's increased slowly over time and be happy with it. Or you can be more aggressive and say, look, I will just want to capture this first increase here, and then I will buy something at the next box, capture the increase there, and thus increase very fast my amount of Gaijin coins. So many strategies available. Not everybody needs to compete with everyone on the flipping. And yeah, it can be an interesting exercise or interesting training as well for the actual stock market. That being said, I sign off. Thank you very much. Ciao.